Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sixth Gear Auto. My name is Sam, and today it's a different kind of video than I've pretty much ever done. Today, I'm putting the Z4 on the single most difficult drive it has ever done.
Turn left on Columbus Trail.
I decided it'd be a good idea. I'm driving the Z4 back up to Pittsburgh. So I'll be there for a few days. But I'm driving a 17-year-old 121,000 mile BMW.
In 3/4 of a mile. Turn right on Sycamore Bay Road.
I'm driving it in total in the span of a week and a half around 2,400 miles. Just because I want to bring the car up with me to see some of my friends, to see Max, who started doing crazy shit to the Pilot,
In half a mile.
as well as see Kenny with the new Saab he has. Maybe meet up with Dr. M3, but this is gonna be ridiculous. Okay, so I knew it was coming, but I just got onto the exit towards Texarkana technically, and it says 1,150 something miles. But it just said, stay on this road for the next 15 hours. Oh, that is a ridiculous thing to hear. Like, it is only 3:35 right now, so that is not too bad. 15 hours from now, I should be perfectly fine. Thankfully, it's also not that cold, both here and in Pittsburgh currently, so I'm just wearing my McLaren Philadelphia jacket. So that's really not going to be a problem. Also, I know it's a very hot topic currently, so later this week, or at least later this week as I'm recording this, but probably literally in like a few days, real time, I'm going to put out a whole video on my thoughts on SSC, the whole Tuatara event going on, especially since, if you know my channel, you know I actually know Larry, the owner of the Tuatara and the Ultimate Aero. I've actually been in touch with Jason Castriota, but I have a very interesting theory on what they're doing, especially now that Jared Shelby put out another video. So I'll let you all know what my personal thoughts are on that, probably later this week. And again, later this week as in like not the week of when this video goes up. I have no idea when this will go up. I've still got, I think, 1 or 2 videos to upload before this, but that'll be coming up very soon as the car is still relevant. Oh, I forgot there were tunnels here, or at least big overpasses. Sport mode. Jack-o'-lantern on it. That's cool.
In 1 mile.
Oh, I love that. So I'm just thinking right now, trying to put together exactly how much I've invested into this car currently. I bought the car, like I said, for $6,800 with about 115,000 miles on it. It was one of the only manual Z4s I'd found, and it was actually the only manual 3-liter. So that's the only one I'd found with a 6-speed. But I have put in, I recently got new tires. I went Yokohama Advan Apexes, so that was another $833 because I had a company, Zor, come and install them himself at my house. So that's $833. The $100 for my muffler delete and welding in the pipe. I most recently, for about $340, got the valve cover replaced because it had started leaking a tiny bit of oil, so I needed to get that done. So far, the car has cost me, on top of the 68, those three things right there have been around, what, $1,200, $1,300? And then on top of that, one of the first things that happened, I got to work one day, and my car was starting to read as coolant low. One of the hoses apparently had come detached, and I went and got that done, as well as getting the expansion tank replaced. That was an additional $900. So all in so far on my 2003 Z4 that I am currently road tripping across the entire country in a day, I have put in somewhere around $2,200. Now, I know that's a lot of money for, like, in the span of 3 months to own a car and immediately have to put in that much money, but realistically, that's stuff that should have been done, even when I bought it, at least 15,000 miles prior. So I'd say I'm doing pretty well overall. There was one car that I went to look at and test drove that it would have nailed it for this drive. I can guarantee that for a fact. It was an 06 or 05 S55 AMG with an upgraded pulley system to 600 to the wheel, full decat, muffler delete, full straight pipe pretty much except for the headers, with an S600 interior. And that would have been the perfect car for this kind of drive. It's a highway bomber. It's got 600 horsepower to the wheel. It was, I think, a 26-gallon tank as opposed to my 14 or 15-gallon tank in the Z4. And it's a car geared for high-speed cruising at comfort, as opposed to my Z4, which is obviously more geared towards cornering, fast driving, and almost racing. But if I had gone the Mercedes, I would be out a lot more money overall so far, because it was $9,800, so $3,000 more than the Z4 cost me to buy, and it was about 95,000 miles, if I remember correctly. It meant that the hydro-pneumatic AMG suspension that was fitted to this car was probably going to go in the next 5,000 or 6,000 miles. That's a $3,500 job to fix. So that would have been a terrible idea, especially since that means if I hadn't pretty much immediately gone and gotten it done by Mercedes or swapped in a conventional suspension setup, the car, probably along the drive up right now, would have, boom, suspension's gone, and I'm slammed for the rest of the ride. And the car probably would be pretty useless at that point. So I remember a guy I know, George Williams, you know him as GF Williams, the photographer. He did a drive like this one time. I think it was from where he lives all the way down to Italy in a day. And I think that was about the same distance as this. But to put that in perspective, he went through, I think, 4 or 5 different countries in that time. I think I'm going through maybe 4 or 5 states total. It says I've got, I think it was somewhere around 1,200 miles still to do today, which should take about 17 and a half hours. It is currently 3:05 in the morning, and I only have, I think, a 14 or 15 gallon gas tank. That said, I am able to sometimes get this car to over 30 miles a gallon, which is much more than even the Sentra was able to get when I did that. Okay, so just got, right now, I am now entering Arkansas. So that is one state down. I'm now out of Texas. I'm heading now towards Memphis after this, I think. So annoyingly, literally within a minute into crossing into Arkansas, I ran over some type of dead animal of some sort. I had no idea what it was, but unfortunately, it has actually caused some damage to the front end of my car. Pretty much just cosmetic. The lower grille now is cracked in half. My lower aero, like skid plate, whatever it is, the plastic is bent. So that actually might mess up my fuel economy a little bit. And it looks like it bent my radiator a little bit. Well, it is now about 7:05 and the sun's finally coming up. The car definitely does smell like dead animal now. I think it must have been like a baby deer or something that was dead in the road already that I ran over. I don't know, but not pleasant. Let's just say the least. So, trip update. I just passed a sign. I'm heading toward Memphis. I've passed, I think I've got like about 840 miles left of this trip. Not too bad. Annoyingly, yes, if I get out of the car, it does still smell like dead animal. Hopefully I'll just clean that off and go to like a car wash or something. Something that shoots under the underside of the car. But, I mean, I'm in this stretch now of Arkansas with the sun up. At least it's pretty out. Because, I mean, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of sun. And it's actually not bad. Okay, we have just made it into Tennessee, apparently, since it just said I'm going to keep going 7 miles towards Nashville. Meaning I've got like 780 miles left of this drive. Even with that underside whatever that the roadkill caused, doesn't seem like it's affecting the car too much. I am still getting around 28.5 miles per gallon, which is ridiculous considering it's a 17-year-old car. But hopefully it didn't cause anything that could end up a problem later on. I have no idea. Obviously I've not gotten to check. I'm gonna, as soon as I can, try to clean it all off of it, because I got the stuff off the front as much as I could, but it's now on the underside and I can't reach it. So yeah, at least it's pretty out. Smoke, like factories that are around here. Here it is. Pretty cool to see. I love seeing them on the road. It sounds really good right now. So it's actually going to be pretty fun because all the tunnels in Pittsburgh, plus how loud this is right now, this is going to be real cool. And Cincinnati has a lot of covered things, so.
In 1,000 feet, keep right.
Oh boy, tunnel. So we are finally in the last leg of this drive. It's the remaining like 300 miles from Cincinnati through Wheeling, West Virginia, and then into Pittsburgh, back to Morrowfield where I was for senior year. Overall, not a terrible drive, actually. I've been getting almost 30 miles a gallon the whole time in a 17-year-old BMW sports car. Could be worse, that's for sure. It finally said that I'm going to be on this road now until an exit for Pittsburgh. So, after almost 18 hours, it's starting to pay off, it sounds like. We're back, baby! We're back in Pittsburgh! Woo! Oh, I missed this city. I have made it back to Pittsburgh finally. So I'm going to end this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed just seeing me putting myself through, you know, literally like 18, 19 hours on the road consistently because it sucked. But if you guys liked it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, bye-bye.